the fire. The fire consumes the physical piece of paper, and an astral form of that goes into the Devaloka. It's like a post office for God. So an astral form of that prayer goes in, and Gurudeva could see with his mystical psychic vision that Ganesha had all of these ganas, we call them, these helpers, and they'll take the prayer in their world and read it, and then attend to the issue. It might be a family problem, a business problem, it might be an emotional issue, it might be something, the illness with grandma, whatever the problem is, then Ganesha becomes aware of it, and then his ganas can actually help. So every first Sunday of the month, in front of Ganapati, thousands of people here write their prayers, and they tell us that they actually get answered.
And it's written in any language?
In any language.
Everyone is allowed to perform the homa, to participate in the homa?
Participate in the sense that their prayers can all be offered. There's no limitation. You can even have more prayers than one if you want. Even can be very elaborate. For example, let's say a young couple wants to start a new business, and they have a business plan, and they want inner guidance from God. But where do you get the guidance? So they'll take the whole prayer and print it out on their computer, and then they'll bring it and burn it here in this homa, and it's like the prayer gets shared with the inner world. And because it's shared with the inner world, they can help with their business plan. So like that, this Panchamukha Ganapati has a little bit special power. You know, he's not in a temple. This is not a temple. Unlike other Ganeshas, he's not getting pujas by Shivacharyas and so forth. He's just in this mandapam. But because he was put here with the hands of such a great saint, there's really special powers, and people say that they can feel that power. And
so we come with our problem, whatever problem we have, we just leave it at the lotus feet of Ganesha, and we go fresh,
go away
light.
With the mind all cleared, and knowing that you have some help. You know, sometimes we feel alone, that no one's helping us, that we're all alone in the world, and in this case we can know that we do have some support, we have some help, we have some backing.
Ganesha is here to take care of.
He's our friend.
So Vidya, you are the editor-in-chief of Hinduism Today.
Yes.
Is it? Is the magazine being circulated all over the world or in some specific countries?
Hinduism Today is basically a global publication. It goes to about 65 countries around the world in its printed form. And we basically tell the story of Hindu experience in every country. Because Hindus in Fiji don't know much about Hindus in Mauritius, and Hindus in Mauritius don't know much about Hindus in Trinidad, and so forth. And so we try to show the Hindu world all of what's happening with our brothers and sisters all around the world, and we do stories on the spiritual leaders, the ashrams and the temple building. We do stories on festivals. We did a beautiful one on Kuala Lumpur Thaipusam in this current issue. But even though we're in 65 countries with the printed one, we're in about 110 more countries because we now have a digital edition for the last year. So the entire magazine is available on the web for free, and all the artwork and all the photography is still there in PDF files. And so now we have both print and digital. The editorial team in Hawaii that makes Hinduism Today, for the last 28 years they've been working. They're all monks, and they get helped by grahastas who are photographers and artists and journalists like you. So they put together this book recently called What is Hinduism? And we did this book because in America there's so many misconceptions about Hinduism. So my team got together and went through the whole Hindu experience to show how it really is, the truth of Hinduism, the profound philosophical things. So in this book, What is Hinduism, we have all about the festivals of Hinduism. We have worship, all the ways that Hindus worship, either individually in their home shrine or in a temple. We have about the yogas and Shiva meditations. We have 10 questions that people ask about Hinduism and 10 really good answers, so that if a child in school gets asked, why do you wear a potu there, then they have a good answer. And they don't have to just say, I don't really know. Then we have all about comparing Hinduism with the other religions of the world. And we have a home puja, Ganesha puja, which Hindus can learn, all of the chants. And we have all of the worship and festivals and how to raise children without hitting them, without criticizing them, without making them feel inferior, and how to control your own anger, and all of the household arts, and a long section on Hindu ethics, including medical ethics. How do Hindus look at organ transplant or in vitro fertilization or suicide, abortion, and things like that? So we defined it all here. And so the book is basically an illustrated guide to the entire Hindu religion. And
So it's a complete book on Hinduism.
it's a complete book on Hinduism. And we're just this week bringing the first ones from the printer in America.
That's good.
And they'll be available at the Spiritual Park. We have a little mini mela there,
Yeah.
which sells all of Gurudeva's books, and all of the spiritual teachings are there. And anybody on the island can come there and get these books, and also get Hinduism Today magazine too.
Sure.
We'll do articles on anything that has to do with the positive part of Hindu experience. We don't do political articles
Yeah.
at all. We don't do negative stories about all the
sure.
bad things, because Hindus are human beings and we do good things and we also do not so good things. So we focus on the positive things because we want to uplift the consciousness, and we want to show the world all of the beautiful and rather amazing things that people are doing. Like we did a little article on the Shiva that just went up last year at Bobasan, because we wanted Hindus around the world to see what had been achieved here. We'll do articles on Ayurvedic medicine, especially in-depth articles, not just the frivolous pieces, but what it really means, what that healing science is doing in the world. For example, in America, we're just now licensing Ayurvedic doctors for the first time in history, alongside of allopathic doctors. And we'll do stories on Vastu sciences and stories on all the different lineages.
Swamiji, is it possible to have permanent happiness in life?
It's possible, but it's very difficult because usually we give our happiness to external affairs. We're happy when our son and daughter gets married. We're happy when our business flourishes. We're happy when we get a new car, when we build a new house, when we have a new sari. But then what happens? The car breaks down. The house has a hurricane.
Children leave.
The sari is stolen. The children leave and go off to another country. And so because our happiness is invested in the external world, external people and events, it's not permanent, because that world will change. If we want permanent happiness, if
inner
you
happiness.
want real, unchanging, undying, pure happiness, then you have to find that deep, deep, deep in your soul. And that's a beautiful thing about Hinduism, is it teaches us how to get there.